Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards and see what's in store with a message from Spirit. I'm Jeanette Byro. I'm a medium and a cosmic channeler. If you're new to my channel, thanks so much for joining. I hope you stick with it for the whole week to see how the messages unfold through sometimes mediumship, sometimes galactic channeling, and also cards. So it's kind of a smorgasbord of how the messages come through. And I do it purposely that way to show the different ways we can communicate with Spirit. It's not just one way, right? Like it's not just mediumship. It's not just channeling. There's many ways that Spirit can bring the messages through. So we're starting off Monday with some cards. So this week I'm using the Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestors deck. So I'm going to give this a good shuffle and just tune in to Spirit has to share. Okay. They're saying this week is marked as a week of pivotal changes. Now this can definitely be individual. Okay. This is interesting. So this can definitely be individual. So you may have pivotal change points for your individual journey. What I'm being shown also though is the collective field, so kind of like the bigger landscape. And I'm seeing distinct revelations where they're saying it's like calling a spade a spade. So to me, that's like truths being revealed, things being revealed where we finally can call a spade, okay? That can show up in a lot of different ways. That can be societal level, community level, world stage level. But there's these revelations that are like a call out from the universe. It's the universe calling a spade. So I get a sense that we're going to see some of those things unfold on the collective scale this week. However, you might also have those kind of individual experiences for yourself. But I want to say, a lot of the individual experiences, that's why I was kind of pausing in the beginning. When I feel into the individual experiences, they feel very empowering. And not that the collective one isn't empowering. I feel the collective one has a bit more chaos in it where it's kind of like, oh man, or oh my goodness, is the kind of energy. But the personal one is this empowerment piece of like, I know better. Or now I understand why, or something that like really empowers you from within. So it's a really interesting week, energetically speaking. So yeah, Spirit's like, just really pay attention, notice what you notice, as we always say, and use your discernment, as we always say too. And they're saying you have been prepared energetically and intellectually for this energy. And this is not a foreboding message, but this is like an empowerment message. Remember this year they said January or 2025 would be a year of empowerment or agitation, depending on how you choose to deal with the energy. This is where you really get to utilize your empowerment because you are so much stronger, so much more resilient, and so much wiser now. Your discernment is on par. And so you'll see how different events that unfold, the way in which they affect you are actually more empowering. It's not the same energies we used to have where the events that affect you are fear-inducing or soul-crushing. We might not like the experience that comes, but it doesn't have to be soul-crushing anymore because we're wiser. At the same time, these revelations or these things showing up for us this week are not all negatives either, right? There's positives, like I knew this would happen. Maybe you were manifesting financial gain, and then it arrives in a really unique way. And you're like, I knew this would happen. I've been working on this, right? So I'm not just talking negatives. I'm talking about the entirety of the polarity and the duality. But you're in a position of power. That's what Spirit really wants to emphasize. You're in a position of power because of your discernment, because of your wisdom. And you'll really be able to see that. Like you'll be able to see how powerful you are this week within the energetics. Very interesting. Okay, let's see what's in the cards. Oh, we have two that want to come up. Okay, that makes sense. I see it. One more? Okay, this really, really fits with the message. So the first two that came out together We have the shapeshifter, and we have the autumn card. So the shapeshifter is transform and unveil your gifts. And this is really how I feel this energy of like, are you choosing discernment, or sorry, are you choosing empowerment or agitation? Is that shapeshifter energy? How are you utilizing this energy? You are the shapeshifter in it, and you get to choose. Are you using this in your favor, or are you going to let it bother you? And this transform and unveil your gifts, I really feel is part of what this energy is bringing up. It's allowing you to see how far you've come, to see how much wiser you are, how much stronger you are, how much you have shifted, right? Like you are the energetic shapeshifter. So I think this is really neat. We could also see this card as the energetics of a shapeshifter in a more traditional sense of like someone showing their true colors, calling a spade a spade. So the way in which we may have perceived something finally reveals itself to what it actually is. So there's a really neat kind of alchemy in this energy. And then with it paired with this autumn card, I really like this because this says release the old and rest. This is like release, as these things come up, release the things that no longer apply to you. And so you may even find some of the things revealed this week to you, you're like, I'm like Teflon. It just doesn't even land anymore. That's fantastic. Just allow it to slide right off. Release it, right? Release the old and rest. This is showing you how much farther you have come, how much you have the capacity to choose what you do put your energy into and choose what you don't. This to me is like the empowerment card. So I really like this. I also really like, we have this mirror guardian, and this says take time to reflect. Okay, so this is a really neat energy, and this is why I was in the beginning talking more about the collective versus the individual, because I feel like the universe is this woman, this angel, reflecting the things, or I guess maybe the universe would be the mirror offering the reflection to maybe us as the energetics and as the angel. But what's being revealed this week, whatever it is Spirit is saying it is so on time and it is so on point to be seen and understood. Because this is how they're showing it to me, when things are revealed on the collective, each of our individual responses to what is revealed on the collective is what changes it, right? Because all of the changes always happen from us. So what we experience it is what changes how it then unfolds in the collective. So there's this really neat mirroring thing going on right now. It's like the universe is mirroring things. So I think this is really cool. And then the last card out is the drum card. And this says dream and journey. And so to me, the message that's really sticking out with this drum card is like finding your rhythm, staying to your rhythm. What is your soul rhythm? What is that heartbeat within your soul energy? Because this is the energy you want to follow. This is the energy that is making all the difference. So with everything that's coming up, shape-shifting, releasing, universe mirroring things, stick to your soul rhythm. Your rhythm is what matters most. That's your soul energy. That is what keeps you in your alignment. This is what gives you your power. So for some of you, you might actually want to listen to some drumming, or if you have a drum, you might want to do some drumming. It can be a very sacred practice. Drums are such a sacred way to get into kind of higher states of consciousness too. So explore the energies of the drum, because it's bringing you back home to you to be empowered this week. So a very empowering week, a very revealing week. Calling a spade, again, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So anytime they repeat something that's important. And it'll be really interesting to see how we maneuver it. And again, I want to say this is not a week meant to be scary, but it's a week that is meant to be real. So we can realize and choose. So I'll leave that with all of you. I do want to invite you to listen to the March Energy Update on the podcast, either here on YouTube or listening on any of the audio platforms. It's a really good one for this month. So it'll kind of follows well with this message. So check that one out, and I will see you all tomorrow.